Maybe we should wait a few minutes. Arsenal we play. Usually it's full when we play Arsenal. Oh, it's not that interesting. Maybe. Oh, what a message.
Early.
Yeah, I said we can wait. Sorry, I'm early.
You're so not Europa League anymore.
Is it now? It's a draw now? No.
Yes.
Yes.
In a moment.
Yes. Would you like to win?
It started already.
Takes an hour now.
Did the draw already start?
Yeah, just now, just about to.
Oh, we can wait.
As we're talking about Europe, Jürgen, your reaction to the Champions League draw?
First of all, I have to say we got it yesterday after training together. That was already exciting, to be honest. And you are right, it took a little bit of respect, and like all the players, they won whatever they won yesterday, but I didn't really 100% understand why the draw was interrupted by Ramos, Cristiano Ronaldo and stuff like this. So it's, come on. And then you can imagine it's, yes, there were a few groups where I think, oh my God, who will go through there? The problem is our group is, and that's that was always happens with human being. The less you know about somebody, the less respect you give them. So, and it's probably if you think about Sevilla, then you still immediately remember our final and their absolute quality in all European competitions when they were in. Again, perfect, really good season last year, bringing new players, Navas. Took other players back from other clubs, so it's still a good team. Then Maribor, we don't know anything about it, of course, but they came through the qualification, so that means they have quality. And Moscow was champion last year in Russia, so and that's all the things we know. So that's the group. I don't think anything about the group. Just think about the single opponents when we play them, and we are really excited, still excited about the opportunity to be part of. And now we want to play these games, and so that's good.
Looking ahead to the weekend, obviously the two Premier League games against Arsenal last season produced 11 goals, and that game at Anfield towards the end of last season appeared to be pretty crucial in securing a top four finish as well. Do you put the same level of importance on this game this time around?
Like we do always, that's absolutely no difference. How could it be? That's Arsenal, still outstanding, strong side. So probably Sanchez back. First time on the pitch, so that gives this team another boost. That's how it is, and that's of course advantage for Arsenal. But again, I think we all can still remember the atmosphere of yesterday, the day before yesterday night, and that's what we want to have again, even when it's Sunday afternoon. So that's what we want to have again. It's a very special game, like always, against the top teams in the Premier League, and yeah, we need the help again of the crowd. So, and I think really, it was already really good, but it can still be better. Let's work, and yeah, and make it really difficult for all the teams to get anything here. And but we know about the quality of Arsenal. That's no doubt. So, good side.
Can I check as well? Coutinho, is he well enough to train yet, and what do you make of this international call-up?
That is fine. In this moment, he's on our injury list. That's how it is, of course. So that didn't change, and I have actually no idea. Was not in contact so far with the Brazilian FA, but it's like the rules are. If they want to see him and check him, of course, then he has to go there. That's how it is, and I don't know exactly, but I think that will happen, and then we will do it. It's no problem.
You've been asked many times about keeping players at the club, but this is the last chance, really, that we'll get to talk to you before the transfer deadline closes.
Really? We stopped talking about it today?
Well, we'll leave you alone after today. Apart from the post-match stuff, I guess. but it's just more checking in terms of how happy you are with what you've got and whether you're still looking to bring more players in before that deadline.
I mean, until the 31st of August, that's how the business is. A lot of things are really possible, in and outs. That's how it is. If, and I said it a few times, if the transfer window is closed tomorrow, well, it's like this, and I'm happy with it. That's how it is. just to say it, and I know the weekend at a Champions League game, Divock Origi was not in the squad. That's really not, and it has nothing wrong. It's just that just shows how big the quality already is. So just one example. Other players were also not in the squad. That's one example, and that's the situation. We work on it, you can imagine, but that's all aside. I prepare Arsenal. We are in talks. Will something happen? I don't know. Obviously, this transfer window is different to all other transfer windows. But, and I said it also before, Andrew Robertson showed up against Crystal Palace, and I think before he showed up, everybody thought, Robertson from Hull? So, and now I think, oh my God, he's really strong. So I'm completely fine, happy with him. Dominic Solanke showed everything you want to see from a new player in a really short term. Yeah, so Mo Salah, we don't have to talk about this. James Miller plays now in midfield again. That's for us like a transfer. Alberto Moreno plays left back again in an outstanding. If not a few people would still remember that a year or 1.5 ago he made a mistake against Arsenal, maybe, then everybody would say, what a performance. So I can do it easily. Obviously, I'm pretty much alone with this view, but that's no problem. So we will see what happens. And yes, I'm happy in the moment. Will I be happy at the 31st? Still not sure. Will I be more happy? Possible. We will see it.
Just as far as this fixture is concerned against Arsenal, it's still quite an exciting fixture, a big fixture for a lot of people.
And will stay like this for. Yeah.
I'm from a generation that grew up. Then this was arguably to decide the title. On one famous instance, it did decide the title. Have you seen enough from your team and from Arsenal that suggests that this could be one or two teams that could decide the title?
In this moment, it looks like Man United will be champion without conceding a goal and missing a point. So that's how it is, eh? And the rest is already decided. No idea. I don't think that that's important in this moment. If somebody want to look at the game and think about this, welcome. It's really early in the season, but already very important. And you think next week we have international break, so all the players go away all over the world, and we had then already 4, then the 5th. Very, very, very important game. So that's how it is. And it's not about one is more important than the others. Last year we had an outstanding good record against the top 6, but we didn't take any points from the rest of the league. So we thought it makes sense to do the one thing again and to get a few more points from all the other games. So, but it's still difficult. It was always difficult and will stay difficult. So it's Arsenal, big experience, big quality, speed, technical skills, different systems, good players on each position on the pitch. They're all coming back probably now, defense line, Sanchez, all that stuff. So that's how it is. It was never easy for us since I'm in. Probably was never easy for Liverpool in the last 20 years. So we don't look for it. We take it like it is and try to do our best.
Jürgen, when you say a lot of things are still possible within this transfer window ending next week, does Champions League qualification, the fact that you're in the group stage, does that make a difference now when you're trying to bring players?
It was clear before the game that we are in the European League, so at least that we have the European football. So the amount of games was pretty much clear.
No, the fact you're in the Champions League.
We convinced all the players we spoke to. We convinced. So we didn't have to tell them maybe we play Champions League, and would call them now. By the way, if you didn't recognize it, we play Champions League now. So we are completely but it's not about us. It's not about money. Sometimes it's not about us. Sometimes it's just possible or not possible. That's how it is. That's to understand. If it is to understand.
Jürgen, how excited and impressed have you been so far from Liverpool in an attacking sense, and particularly the threat going forward and the understanding of Mane and Salah and Firmino and Lallana still to come back, Coutinho possibly?
It was as good as I expected it is, so it's just a part of the game. So it's I think the biggest difference, for example, between Crystal Palace and Hoffenheim was that we had at least 1, 8 or both or 2 of them in the box. So goal 1, Emre Can. I don't think we had this situation, a similar situation in the Crystal Palace game. That it was overlapping and scored, so attacking 3, nice, but Emre scored. Second goal was Gini Wijnaldum in the middle of the box, post, and Mo Salah was allowed to make the job or finish the job. And again with Emre at the second post, so cross, wonderful play, and a cross in the second post. We couldn't have scored this goal against Crystal Palace, so it's not, we don't where we have to be, but we need to go there, and it needs to feel right in the right moment. The timing is important, so yes, we can be an offensive threat. And then a little bit in the part of the question is always, offensively you're really strong, but you still concede goals. Oh my God, yes, that's true, we conceded goals, and different goals. First goal against Hoffenheim was, we could have cleared the situation. We had the ball already, but instead of shooting in to Manchester, we kept the game a little bit open. And in the end, they scored. It was not easy to defend then anymore, but it was not a defensive mistake. It was more not doing the right thing in the right moment. And the other one is a cross, which we didn't avoid. Yes, we could have done better in this situation. In a 1-1 situation, we could have done better with Joe, or we could have sent another player there, of course. In the end, ball is in the air. That's why you have to avoid crosses. Then the striker has exactly the same chance like you have. If anybody wants to make then, if Wagner and Schala are in front and in behind, Dejan Lovren, if anybody wants to say then all other defenders in the world would have won this challenge, then I can simply not give them 1 minute of my time, because that's not right and not true. And we have to avoid the cross, and we could have defended, but it's not the position in between the two strikers to win this challenge. It's possible, but not really likely. So I'm fine with defense, fine with offense. We won 3 or 4, whatever. Should have won the first one without a perfect performance, absolutely clear, but we could have or should have won it. So now we play Arsenal. That's our situation. We work with the things we have. We work on the mistakes we made. We work to make the strength the strength even stronger. That's what we all do all the time after we recovered from the last game. So today, important day, tomorrow, important day, and Sunday, we try again.
You touched on the quality that Arsenal possess. We're led to believe from Arsene Wenger that Alexis Sanchez will be starting on Sunday. What sort of special plans do you put in when you've got a truly world-class talent like that, you know, a real threat from minute one?
Well, the difficulty with Alexis Sanchez is that he's pretty much involved in each situation. So it's wherever he's not fixed on one position. Wherever he is, he's very dominant. Coming deep, half space, wing, center, all that. That's a world-class player. Obviously, is able to do, and he is able to do that. So that makes it difficult. So we don't have to think too much about it. We defend, we prepare, or we defend in space defending. We don't follow him over the pitch. So we need to avoid the passes. That's how it always was when we played against him. All the good results were with Alexis Sanchez, I think. Not sure. If you are too much concentrated on him, then 100% Mesut Özil will show up. Giroud, Lacazette, Walcott, oh my God, Welbeck. I don't want to forget anybody. So there's a lot of. Then Ramsey shoots from second, a little bit from 25 yards or whatever. So you cannot, or Xhaka shoots from 40 yards. So and that's all possible. So you don't have to think too much about the quality of them. We have the tactical skills or tools to make it more difficult, and that's the first job to do. And yes, when we have the ball, we need to know where we have to play, and that's what preparation is about.
Jürgen, just ask you about Gini Wijnaldum. Obviously, he was back home for the birth of his child yesterday. When do you expect him back, and will he be available?
After the child is born.
It's born. Had a little boy.
Thank you for the message. Congratulations, Gini.
He had a little boy.
A little boy. Yeah. So he called all of you, but not me.
No,
yeah. He just texted. He texted us.
That's good.
You may have an unread message.
So you're on the group.
So last week I said the best thing I ever did was not reading the English press, and now that's the problem. Yeah, you should know me by that I don't read it, so maybe it makes sense. I have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Very good way to inform me. What's the name?
begins with J, doesn't it?
Sorry?
Yeah.
What is it? Teacher's pet? What will be there? Eh? Is that the saying? Oh.
Just finding out for you.
Oh yeah, good.
What's it called?
Blessed.
Bless?
Jacian.
Jason Emil.
Jacian, Jacian, Emil.
I got Ginny and all the way. That's difficult to shout in a stadium when you become a football player. JCN. Yeah, okay.
Can I just ask the question again?
What was that? You had a question? I think today. Then,
So now you know the child.
actually, I was waiting for the message when the baby is there, and then I tell him, okay, take the next plane. Sorry?
So maybe you don't. So do you know when he's going to be back, and will he be available for Sunday?
Yes. If nothing happens during the ceremony. So, but I told him, because I'm experienced in this part of life, I have also 2 sons, and told him, when the baby's there, go, because the work starts then. So, and that's probably what he wants to do. Yes, he will be here as soon as possible. And it's available then. Can we cut this somehow? Yeah, it's live.
Any other injuries?
No, the little things, nothing major. Thank God. So Trent had a little dead leg, was not too serious. Emre twisted a little bit, shouldn't be that serious. Who else? It was nothing really. Nothing happened yesterday, as I know so far. So no, it should be okay.
Yeah, sorry. Just asking about Arsene Wenger. I know you've spoken about your admiration for him in the past. A few months ago, we weren't sure if Arsene Wenger was going to stay on this year and be the Arsenal manager. What have you made of his longevity and the fact that with his new contract he'll be nearly 70 coaching in the Premier League?
Thank you for talking that quick, by the way. Speaking that quick, that makes it easier for me to understand. But I heard the name Arsene Wenger a few times and contract. So obviously Arsene loves what he is doing. Obviously he has all the energy, he thinks he needs to do it. That's the only person who can judge this. Okay, apart from the board at Arsenal, they think the same, so they extended the contract. It was a hard season after this long, unbelievable, how I think, successful time, being always involved in the Champions League, being always this, being always close to things and that, winning things, okay, a few years ago and all that stuff. And then you can get the feeling that a few people don't want you there anymore. I don't understand it, but I'm not in the situation. So the only thing I can say, I really respect him a lot, and I really respect all the things he did in the past for Arsenal, but also for football in general. He's a big manager in the history of the Premier League, of football, whatever. And and he has the power still, and that's all you need actually. And so I'm happy that he's still there, and that we meet again on Sunday.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.